So it's the next day, and as you can see, I've wrapped the long skirt part and glued it in place. I've also prepped her hair so she looks like Pippi Longstocking. I did cut down the braids to have less bulk because, her hair is so tiny. Her head, sorry, is so tiny that doing the hair wrapping around would be too thick. Now, I'm not going to do the hair on camera because it's really finicky, so I'll be doing that off camera. But I have all the pieces. I have the overskirt, I have the two sleeves that's going to go over, and the pieces for her bust. And I did go ahead with her wings and added the glittery tulle. I glued on both sides, and I'm going to be attaching those to the back of her. I also have this string that has gold and white through it that I'll be putting around as like the border. I don't know what the right term is, but the like the not the liner, but just boarding accent piece, I think. So And so the base is just this wooden circle. Um, I think this wooden circle, yeah, wooden circle's like just shy of 3 inches. And I'm going to be using this wooden, this kind of twine heart, wooden twine heart, but I'm going to be opening it up here to pull it out a bit. And then I'm going to be using some green moss. So I'm going to paint this brown, add green moss. And then I made some miniature vines. And I made this with thread, and from my fabric stash, I have bigger leaves that I cut them down to little tiny leaves to make these vines, so that I can wrap it around this this heart. One of the reasons this is something I wanted to be in the background of Danielle, because she does spend a lot of time in the forest, and I just really want to emphasize that. I haven't decided if I'm going to add these pink, like, pink flowers on this. I'm debating. I'm thinking I'm going to repaint them to be like the champagne color to complement things. And then I was thinking about putting like these little tiny miniature mushrooms at the base of the wooden tree. Well, not tree, but you know, this heart fixture, um, to give it a more whimsical vibe. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and paint this brown. I'm just going to get my brush, and I got my water here, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint this brown, because that way, like, just in case if any of the wood was to show through, it would, you would get peaks of brown, just sitting there where it's just no wood. What? Where it's just wood finish. I want it to kind of look like, the ground or dirt under the moss grass. And that's just going to dry a bit. I'm just going to do one coat. I don't necessarily need it to be like it doesn't have to have a bunch of coats. I'm not trying to, like, you're not even going to barely see it. This is just in case you see peaks of it. So right now I'm cutting. I'm going to unwrap it. I don't know if it needs to be cut, but I'm going to unwrap this. Yeah, no, I think it needs to be cut. And these that I'm cutting with, maybe not the best ones, but these are shears that you would use to cut like branches. Sure, there's like better ones. Oh, this looks like this has like, I thought this was just like, I think these are a little bit wired, but very thin. You can't really tell. So, ooh, go ahead. It's got one more. Okay. So that looks good. And so now when I pull it apart, as you can see, it went into the heart. I'm sure you can leave it like together, I guess, if you personally wanted to do that, but I wanted to open it up. just a bit. So when I put it on the base, it'll be pulled out like this. And so I'm going to be gluing the base, these two parts of the base down, and then covering it with the moss and, you know, decorating this beautiful heart. So I'm gonna go ahead. I think this is almost dry, but this is gonna require some dry time to put down onto this because I want to make sure it's sturdy. So after that, I'll be back and we should be almost done finishing up this video. Hello. So we are at the tail end finishing up on the Danielle project. I wanted to show you what I've got done so far. So off camera, this is what she's looking like. I did her hair, her wings, and I have cut the excess fabric off. So this is the back of her wings, her hair. I'm about to put embellishments in her hair. And then this is the stand that she's going to be on, which this is not very pretty, but this is all going to be covered up with moss that I'm going to glue down. So it'll be just like that. And this is the moss I'm using. And the embellishments for her hair. And then I'm going to be putting these vines, these little vines, around the heart-shaped base, these. And what I decided, this was actually a heart-shaped, like twine together, but I put it apart and glued it down and then painted the base. I think I explained that last time. And these are the little mushrooms. The little mushrooms I'll be adding, and little pink flowers. So we're going to get started on that. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and glue in the embellishments in her hair, different ones in her hair. So to finish. So I think I'm going to use a mixture because there is like the champagne color diamonds and there's different sizes, and then like the clear. So there's different sizes I'll be using. I'm going to be using the Fabri-Tac glue, the Precision. So I think right here, because there's a gap, I'm going to put like a bigger one right here in the middle. So I'm just going to kind of put one in the middle and then put around the braids. If I could get this lid off. Obviously, I don't want a lot of glue, just enough to keep it in your hair. So it's kind of a hidden diamond. So I'm using a bigger one there. And I think I might use another bigger one here at the bottom to have this close off. And put the glue there. And help it to stay together. I'm going to kind of hold it here for a minute to see, to give it some assistance in holding together. So this was quite a little journey with this doll. I'm having to break up the video in two parts because there was a lot to explain. Okay, I'm happy with that, and I'm just going to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe little ones. So I'm just going to put some, so I know exactly where I want it. It's looking like less. I don't want to like overdo it, but I do want gems around her hair because, like I said in the movie, she has like different embellishments in her hair. So I'm just going to alternate between the two colors, between the champagne color and the clear one. Champagne. This looks so pretty. How's everyone doing today? Good, I hope. I'm doing pretty good. This, okay, here we go. Move this over just a bit. Look like that part's coming in done. I might need to do some more here to connect the braids better. Maybe. I think. Yeah, that one fell off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to like pin that together or like actually use thread to loop to tighten that, and then I'll put the gem there off the camera. But for the time being, this is fine. I think I might put no, I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, so her hair is decorated. Figure out where I'm going to put Danielle here. So I'm going to put her like that in the middle, like that. And I want to kind of trace out, because I'm not going to put moss where I put the circle at. So she's kind of circle here to give me an idea of where not to put any moss. So I'm going to, I think that's good. Let's see. Yeah, so I have like a circle. You're probably not going to be able to see, but I put a circle because I'm going to glue her right to the bottom because I have it self-standing, so the wood is going to go right onto the wood and it'll stay permanently. So I'm going to put glue on all of the areas where I want moss to be. And then I'm going to put glue on the areas where all this glob of glue that does not look pretty. Sorry. Absolutely does not look pretty. But I'm going to make it nice. So I'm going to pull out the moss here. And it's so bright and green that, I mean, could easily just be grass or... And I'm going to cut it up because it's pretty thick. Yeah, because it's kind of like in one big old chunk. So obviously I don't want it to be chunky. I want it to be chunky. And I'm just going to put the moss where the glue is at, around the circle and up onto the mounds of glue. So now it'll just look like moss is like just grown there instead of looking like a glob of glue. Clean that up a little bit. And after the glue dries, I will trim down certain parts of the moss if it's looking too tall or too big or too chunky. Yeah, this moss is certainly getting everywhere, but that's okay. So it's looking like that so far. I think that looks really pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and scooch this over, and then I have my little mushrooms that I'm going to put a few at the base here. All right. So I'm going to put a few little mushrooms at the base of like the wooden twines. I think it's going to make it look or give it like a whimsical. I think I'm going to do like 2 here and then maybe 1 on the other side. I'm not going to overdo it. It's not something you're probably going to see easily because Danielle is going to be the main focus, but it'd be a fun little detail to put in to see if some, notice anything. I think I need to glue down some more moss here. So yeah, I just put 3. It's going to be really tiny. It's just for like something it's fun if you notice. And I might put 1 more there. That's right there. So yeah, I think I'm going to put 1 more just in the corner. I mean, it just makes it look so whimsical. And also like I'm not trying to like overpower it with, a bunch of stuff. This is going to need time to dry. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get and now I'm going to glue her into that circle where I left space for her. Just fixing the mushrooms, and it fit perfectly. So that's lovely. And that's what the end result looks like. She's all done. My Polly Pocket Danielle Cinderella from Ever After. So I am going to take some pictures of her and show you the reveal at the end. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next month for the next Polly Pocket Pop Culture. Thank you. Bye.